When I started my detailing business, I literally wanted to offer every single last service under the sun so I can pretty much accommodate any detailing need a potential customer might have. So if it was because they needed headlight restoration, they needed their wheels polished and coated, they needed just their leather clean, they just needed their headliner clean, whatever the case may be, I wanted to offer that service. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about some mistakes or dilemmas you'll run into when you're offering your services. I'll be covering why it makes you buy more tools and products, what I always talk about, how that kind of confuses you and the customer, and then I'll also mention the 9 services I recommend you start off with. Now, if you just wanna skip this entire video and download the guide down below, it's gonna have all 9 services as long as what's included in each service, how long it takes, the potential money range you can charge, and a little bit more about the service. So it has all the 9 services there if you just want to download that in the description box down below. And I'm sure you're somewhat in the same boat when you're just starting off, where you're not too sure of what services you offer, but you want to offer enough services so you're a one-stop shop essentially. So what I did was I went to like local detailers, national detailers, and I just looked at what they were offering. And if they're offering that and they're successful and they're getting customers and they're busy and they're making money, well then I wanted to do the same. So I'd also list out 10, 15, 20 different services I can offer. And the problem with that is, as I always say, it leads you to buy more tools and products you don't need, and you don't want to do that because then you're just gonna have stuff stocked on your shelves or in your shop or in your van collecting dust with no essential use to them. So the more services you offer, the more packages you create, it's gonna make you feel like you need to have more products for those specific services or packages. Perhaps customer chooses package A, so you need these set of tools and products. If they choose package B, you'll need these set of tools and products. Yet the 2 packages are almost the same, only a few things change. So it does make you buy more tools and products than what you need. I say that all the time on this channel. I want you to avoid that. So that's one problem that you'll get with offering too many services. Second, if you do have too many packages, let's say you have 5 different exterior packages or 3 different paint correction packages or 3 different headlight restoration packages, then that's gonna give you a lot more work to remember. So when you talk to a customer and you're trying to lay out your packages, you have to like pay even more close attention to make sure you're not confusing any of those packages, to make sure you are giving the right price points to the package that you've created. Now, that's not bad by any means, but it's somewhat of an extra step you have to go through, especially if you're like on the job site or working and you have to talk a lot on the phone. It adds a lot of time and takes away from your detail, which makes you take more time to complete the detail that you're working on. So if you take more time talking to the customer because you've created so many services and packages, that essentially is killing your time. For instance, when I'm on a job site and I get a phone call, as much as I want to pick up the phone and talk as much as I can and get as much information, it does take away time from the actual detail I'm working on. So if I'm, budgeted a 4-hour detail and I get 3 phone calls, then that can seriously decrease my time. It's gonna increase how long I take on that job site because I'm answering so many phone calls. And on top of that, if I have to explain so many different services and packages every single time, that's gonna really extend my production hours far more, and it's gonna make me make less per hour. And lastly is you have to explain a lot more to the customer. So you have to clearly communicate what service A or package A has compared to service or package B compared to maybe service C and package C. And in their head, it just makes them, for the customer, it makes it a lot more complicated saying, oh, okay, because first of all, they're not gonna know all the terms and jargon that you're using. If you're using even small technical terms like dressing the tire, like applying you don't know what the customer knows and doesn't know. And if you're talking with the assumption that they know those basic jargon words that you use, whether it be water-based solution, whether it be it's hydrophobic, whether it be it's whatever the case may be, you're assuming they know those words, and in reality, it could be confusing them. So instead of them just listening to you, they're trying to comprehend what you're saying, and they're not completely focusing on what you're trying to provide them. So it does add a little bit of complexity to the customer and also to yourself, because again, you have to communicate what it is exactly that you're offering. You want to make sure they have all the details correctly. You don't want to, book them, and then when it comes time to the detail, they have something completely different in mind than what you said or what they thought they were going to receive versus what you actually said. So what I recommend is to simply talk with the customer to identify what it is their need. Instead of trying to list every single last thing on your website, just offer 9 or anywhere between 3 to 7 core services and then branch off from those if necessary. So for instance, instead of having wheel polishing and exhaust polishing and metal polishing and aluminum polishing and glass polishing, instead of having all that, you can have probably just under paint correction and then branch off of there simply by listening to the customer. So if it is that you're gonna talk about if they need an engine cleaning and a wash and wax, and you don't have that listed on your website or on your brochure, are you gonna tell them no, we don't offer a package for a wash and wax and an engine cleaning? Of course not. You're still gonna service them. So you might as well just start off with that. So what I do is simply talk to the customer, identify what they need. So whether it be an engine cleaning, a wash, and a basic interior cleaning. And then I'll just say, okay, we can do that. That'll be your package. So essentially, it's kind of still a package, but not a predetermined package set forth before they get there. So I'm not saying, our basic package is a wash and wax and a basic interior cleaning. I'm just gonna say, okay, you need an engine. Okay, you need a wash and wax. Okay, you need a headlight restoration. Okay, you need your exhaust polish. Okay, we can do that. I can do all of that for you. Hopefully, I'm not getting you lost. It's just essentially listening to their needs, agitating their problems, and then offering solution. That's all you're doing. All you do is you're gonna ask as many questions. What type of vehicle is this? What service are you looking for? What are you looking to get out of that service? What do you have in mind? And then offer that solution. So I let's say for whatever, the exterior, and say, okay, I want the exterior detailed. Okay, so what type of service are we looking to get? Do you want it just, do you want a basic cleaning just to get it looking good again? Do you want to kind of add a bit more shine to your paint, or are you trying to take this to a car show? Where do you kind of fit within those types? And then they'll answer you, and you'll go back and forth and figure out what it is exactly they need, and then you'll tailor your services to their needs. So the 9 services I recommend you start off with when you're first starting off, and then branching off from these services if needed, is going to be a car wash, a wash and wax, paint correction, headlight restoration, paint coatings. It's going to be basic interior cleaning, a deep interior cleaning. It's going to be paint chip repair, and it's going to be debadging, emblems, or any stickers of some sort. Again, if you want to download this, just check the description box down below. You can get it. But those are the 9 essential services I recommend you start off with. Again, you can branch off of those, but let those be the core starting point instead of having an overwhelming set of services or menus or that you're going to offer. Just start off with those 9. And some have different skill level. Some will take a lot longer to learn than others. Some are easier, some are difficult. I have all that listed in the guide. But start off with those and then branch off as needed, as you see fit with the customer. Again, it's a very basic framework. I hope I'm not giving you too many headaches or confusing you. You're gonna talk to the customer, identify their needs, and offer a solution. That's all you're doing. Those 9 services there are just to give you a framework to see where to branch off to and then segue into whatever specific need that customer needs fulfilled. It's to make things simple for you. It's not be overbearing. It's to make it easier on the customer. That's the main goal of this structure. So if you want, you can download this guide. It has all the 9 services that I recommend. It also has a bunch more information, like the what's included in the service, how long it's supposed to take, the price range, the difficulty level. Each one has that in each service and a bit more context of what that service entails. So it helps you out. Download it down below. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.